Gelos was the Greek god of laughter, known to be a companion to people at festivals or parties. Now, Momos was the Greek god of satire and criticism, mockery, using humor to criticize others. Now, Momos eventually got expelled, thrown out of Mount Olympus because of how harshly he criticized others. There was even a rumor that he helped start the Trojan War. So, humor, satire, laughter. Now, another individual, Francis Gross, in 1785, he released a classical dictionary of the vulgar tongue. And Gross didn't prefer the academic library work. He went and did his research in after hours London. He had an assistant named Tom Cocking, and they cruised the bars of Covent Garden and the East End, and they would eat and they would drink and they would listen to people. And he took a tremendous amount of joy in hearing his name connected to his rather large body, his frame. And in his classical dictionary of the vulgar tongue in 1785, you would find one of the first appearances of Humpty Dumpty. And Gross said in the classical dictionary of vulgar tongue that Humpty Dumpty was a short, clumsy person of either sex, also ale boiled with brandy. So the rhyme Humpty Dumpty may have came from Gross's book. But there's a whole lot of other theories surrounding Humpty Dumpty and where it came from. Some say it was a riddle for breakable things. Other people said that Humpty Dumpty was King Richard III of England, who allegedly was humpbacked, and he was beaten at the Battle of Bosford Field in 1485. Now, some people say that that could be legitimate. He could be a king, and he fell on his defeat, and all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put him back together again. But then some people said that Humpty Dumpty is not a person, but a cannon. And history says that there was a one-eyed cannon operator who managed to get a cannon called Humpty Dumpty to the top of the tower at St. Mary's Church and was able to do a lot of destruction on the forces below. But then return cannon fire knocked over his cannon, and that's where the Great Fall came from. Or perhaps, just perhaps, Humpty could be a dance. The Humpty Dance. Welcome to the Steven Thompson Experience. My name is Steven Thompson, and this is my experience. I use history and music to make connections with the goal of informing, educating, and inspiring others to go out and live, serve, and love others around them. And hopefully together, we can do our part in making the world a little bit better. Today's song is the Humpty Dance. The Humpty Dance was a song by the rap group Digital Underground, and it came from their debut album, Sex Packets. It was released as the second single from their album in 1990, and it reached number 11 on the pop chart, 7 on the R&B charts, and number 1 on the Billboard Rap Single chart. Now, the song is sung by the rap group and by the lead singer, Shock G, but Shock G had an alter ego, and his alter ego's name was Humpty Hump. And Humpty Hump had also been on another one of Digital Underground songs, Do What You Like. Now, the song has been sampled by many artists. In fact, in the video, you would find a young Tupac Shakur in the background. In 2008, the Humpty Dance was ranked number 30 on VH1's 100 Greatest Songs of Hip Hop and number 65 on VH1's 100 Greatest Songs of the 90s in 2007. In fact, the song was nominated for Best Rap Video at the 1990s 1990 MTV Music Awards. And guess what? It lost to You Can't Touch This by MC Hammer. And one other thing about this is that MC Hammer was name checked by Digital Underground in Humpty Dance. Now, the Humpty Dance is a song that's funny. It's silly. It's meant to invoke humor, comedy. And comedy is done by all types of individuals. But one comedian that we want to look at today, a woman in history. Her name was Mabely Aiken, and she was born in Brevard, North Carolina on March 19th, 1894. Loretta Mary Aiken. Some people say it might have been 1897. Now, she was born to a very large family, but she had a very challenging childhood. Her father was a firefighter, and he was killed in an explosion when she was 11 years old. And her mother was hit and killed by a truck on Christmas Day. And at the beginning of her teens, Aiken, she had been raped twice and become pregnant from both of the encounters. And both of those children were given away. Now, she left her home at the age of 14 and started a career in show business. And she joined an African-American vaudeville troupe, and she became a comedian. And she was dating a man at the time named Jack Mabely. So she took on his last name, and she took away Jackie, but she replaced it with Moms. And she became known as Moms Mabely. And Moms Mabely went on to star in several films. She was the first woman to be a headliner at the Apollo Theater, and she had many hit comedy albums in the 60s. She also was a top draw for a number of television variety shows at that time. And she died in New York in May of 1975. Moms Mabely was a remarkable African-American woman comedian. Now let's look at the song lyrics from the Humpty Dance. Here's something from the Humpty Dance. And all you rappers in the top 10, please allow me to bump thee. I'm stepping tall, y'all. And just like Humpty Dumpty, you're going to fall when the stereos pump me. I like to rhyme. I like my beat funky. I'm spunky. I like my oatmeal lumpy. I'm sick with this straight gangster Mac, but sometimes they get ridiculous. I eat up all your crackers and licorice. Think about that. Laughter, humor. You know what? Laughter is good for you. The Mayo Clinic says this. The Mayo Clinic says there is a lot of data that is growing about the positive benefits of laughter. In fact, they say that when you start to laugh, it reduces stress in your body. It stimulates your organs. It enhances your intake of oxygen-rich air, stimulates your heart, your lungs, and your other muscles, and increases endorphins that are released. It says, the Mayo Clinic says, that laughter can activate and relieve your stress response. And it also soothes tension. Laughter can also stimulate circulation and aid muscle relaxation. And that helps reduce physical symptoms of stress. And then the Mayo Clinic goes on and talks about long-term benefits of laughter. It improves your immune system. It relieves pain. It increases personal satisfaction. And it also improves your mood. The power of laughter. Now, the power of dance. Dance as well helps out. From an organization called Dance for Healing, they have shown studies that there are numerous health benefits resulting from dancing. They said that dancing reduces the risk of dementia by 76%, cardiovascular death by 46%. It improves your balance by 50%. It prevents falling, improves your muscle strength. And again, it lowers stress, reduces pain. They also said that their research shows that your hand finger exercises increases your motor skills, your brain communication efficiency, coordination, and timing. So the benefits of dance are always being researched, and they are shown to have a very positive effect on your wellness, also increasing social bonds. So think about this. So how about it? You know what else Shock G says in the song? I get stupid. I shoot an arrow like Cupid. I use a word that don't mean nothing like looped it. So even in the Bible, it supports this. Ecclesiastic says this. There's a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. So what is it for you right now? You look at Mom's Mabely. She was a woman who was raped several times and suffered the trauma of losing both her mom and her dad, but she went on and built a career making other people laugh and laughing along the way. So out of great pain can come great acts of service. So look around you. Are you upset about maybe your work, about your parenting, maybe your health, your bank account, your ability to move forward? Maybe you're mourning a grief or grieving a loss. But you know what you can do? Maybe you can take some time, like Shock G did, to create a word that means nothing, like looped it. Maybe you can start to dance and maybe do the Humpty Dance. Well, thank you for listening to the Steven Thompson Experience. My name is Steven Thompson, and this has been my experience. This is what I do each week. I'll be here for as long as I'm able. So whoever you are and wherever you are, thank you for listening and supporting. And go out today and contribute your gifts, talents, and abilities. You're needed and valued just the way you are. Thank you very much. Have a great week. Bye-bye.